Alright boys, I am about to reveal something. I just picked this car up a little while ago. But anyways, here she is. This is the 2005 Nissan Altima SER, code red. So this is the new unit. This is going to take over, I mean obviously it's going to take over the G35 spot. It's literally sitting where the G35 used to sit. So I mean, it needs some work, not gonna lie. Like, we got an engine hoist chilling, ready to be used. So this car's actually been wrapped. It's a 3M wrap. It's Dragonfire red. The original owner to this car, I am now the third owner. The original owner is actually from Toronto. He's the guy who put this together. I'm assuming he did the exhaust and put the coils in. Well, I know he put the coils in. I've been talking to him on Instagram there. He changed the timing chains at 170k. So I mean, like, mechanically it's not too bad. I did drive it home and I noticed the front end is a little funky, so I'm probably gonna go ahead, change out the lower control arms, tie rod ends, blah blah blah, you know what I mean? Just get everything all nice and stiffened up and clean and fresh. Take it in up to Belleville there to JFP, get an alignment done. Those guys do good work. I took my last Altima up there and I never had an issue. They even said if I needed a realignment, I could bring it back and they'd do it for free. I told the guy I didn't want a torque steer. He took it out, made sure it didn't torque steer. They were great. He drove the car hard, but he didn't abuse it. You know what I mean? He made sure it didn't torque steer, and that's what needed to be done. Because I was taking my old one to the track. Unfortunately, I don't have any videos of that. But anyways, definitely we'll be getting some with this. So obviously, you know, I don't want to get into it, but this exhaust is going to be changed. I don't want anything to do with that. I actually have, that's something I have to fix. The back door doesn't work. But in the back seat, if this thing works, kind of. Flip all that up. I actually have a spare set of headlights, but I have a set of headers. So one thing I'm going to be doing for sure is these collectors are going to be getting cut off. I'm going to cut them like up here, put a bigger collector on them. Yeah, it's got a doubled-in stereo, touchscreen, Kenwood, 210,000 kilometers on it. I'm not sure what that is in miles, but very good oil pressure on this car. So I think when they did the timing, they must have changed the gallery gaskets because it is pretty darn good. Yeah, other than that, guy has LEDs in it and whatnot. Some weird mods, LEDs all over. Like I said, it is wrapped. The roof is black. It's got like little side splitter things on it. I guess I'll pop the hood here for you guys. Just turn the light on there just to help out a little bit. I do see I have wire dangling down there, so I'll have to watch that when I start it up. Still have the exhaust off the G35. Just kind of hanging out. May get another one, may not. I don't know yet. We'll see. As you can see, I actually have a spare rear bumper for this car. If I can find. There we go. Alright, so it's got racing line hood struts, which is wicked. I got a JDM strut bar on it. I think that might be universal, but I don't know. We got a 3-inch cold air intake. Probably gonna end up using that. Not sure if that's a stock throttle body or not, but anyway. Yeah, we got like a vacuum leak and whatnot. We're gonna be changing the intake manifold. Other than that, man, it's honestly not too bad of a car. We got the stock pre-cats in there. I've got a brand new battery installed in it. As you can see, everything's pretty frosty still. For the most part, man, this car's pretty much stock. It's on BC Racing coils. As you can see, it's 6-speed blanket. For whatever reason, it's on the clutch reservoir. yeah, I haven't really had much time to dig into this car too much, but you know, subframe's in decent shape from what I can see. It's got a grounding kit on it for whatever reason. I'm probably going to take all that off. But yeah, I mean, like, the headlights work, everything pretty much works. She's pretty clean. It's not a bad little unit, to be totally honest. I'll probably polish the headlights or whatever. I'm gonna go buy a tarp, actually, is what I'm doing right now. Tarp this thing up a little bit just to keep the snow that's blowing around off of her. As far as I know, it's just a straight pipe, just from the pre-cat too. But yeah, sorry I can't really show you guys a whole lot because it's locked up into the barn, but yeah, we'll have lots to come on this car, that's for sure. Fuck yeah. Not even fucking bad. Alright, what's going on, guys? I figured this would be a good time to do a little video of the old the Altima here. I don't even know how long I've had this car. I think this is summer number 2 for this car. It's actually the exact same as I left it last year. I have some issues like paint flicking off and stuff, you know, not a big deal. The wrap I did on the back bumper myself. I had nobody to help me, so there's a lot of bubbles and stuff. I'm never fixing that. The only thing I'm thinking about doing is changing out these exhaust tips. I think I'm going to lower the mufflers down a bit and take these tips off, and I want to get 5-inch, and I think that'll fill that hole a lot better. It looks kind of cheap and weird, you know? So I just want to get that fixed out. Lower the mufflers. I'll probably have to chop the Y pipe and like re-weld all that up so that it comes out nice. And then rig up some new exhaust hangers. Everything's kind of just butched in there anyways, so yeah, besides that, it ain't perfect by any means, but it does what it's supposed to do. It's pretty well factory. The previous guy, he dyed the interior. So here, 1 minute. There we go. The previous owner dyed the interior, so it's all like black kind of. It actually looks really good. Besides, like, you know, some of the stuff that was missed, but it's got a double din in it. Don't mind the garbage and stuff. I drive this car every day, so yeah, it's not too bad. I've had some pretty bad luck with this car. Hit a deer, and it was actually already hit, and it was flopping around on the road, and I came up over this hill, and there was a bit of a corner. I was like way up north of Ontario, up near Bancroft or whatever there, and I was actually getting a tuner for my truck, and anyways, somebody hit a deer, and it was flopping around in the middle of the road, and I came over the hill, and it was going 80 and a 90, and anyways, yeah, I just fucking smoked it. It was like a little baby, and it went under the car and cracked the bumper all up, and it sucks because this wasn't like a pretty new bumper when I got it, and anyways, it knocked the fog light out, so I had the fog light held in with zip ties, so it sticks out further than this one. You see that one's nice and inset, and this one sticks out for whatever reason, but yeah, that's because it's held in with zip ties. Yeah, you can see I'm missing like the whole bottom part of the bumper, and then there you can see it's all held in with zip ties, but it works. Besides that, the wheels are holding out pretty good. They look all right. I found an engine enamel at Canadian Tire, and it has like a sparkle. And I know it might sound stupid, but I think I might repaint them this spring, pop the center caps out and just like throw a deck of cards around or some wonky thing, and give them a little spray just to give it a little more. But I don't know, I really like it like this. I think it looks good. The only really big thing is just that the roof is like really rough. Anyways, moving on to under the hood here. So not really a lot going on, honestly. Like, it's basically just a stock car. I got rid of the coolant overflow, and I have this one off Amazon or something. I don't know. I had it on my G, and I forget why I did that. I don't know, but anyway, I have this Megan Racing radiator. This is for a Maxima, so I'm running the Maxima hose at the bottom, crossover hose. You can't see it, but I have that running over because the coolant port is on this side and not on that side. So I just left the Altima hose on, put a barb, and then there's the one Maxima hose and then the other one, and then it connects into the radiator. So I just have like the one barb or whatever. Besides that, the intake is obviously rubbing on the hood. It's not a big deal. It's just because the last time I didn't like angle it down enough. What I did do though is I added this elbow, and you can see the filter is actually down in there. Oh yeah, there we go. So it's hidden down in there pretty good. I literally just used exhaust pipe and just some 3-inch, and that worked pretty good. I got my breather. Yeah. If you're wondering, I am on spacers. That's how I got that to look like that. Now, like, this isn't, you know, I'm not making good power or anything by any means. This is just like, literally, like, I just had a bunch of parts. I had a G before, so I had like this manifold kicking around that was already, like, I already ported it and everything. So the issue is that I was able to find my ECU from my old Altima. Which ran really good, and obviously the mods are not the same, but it's close enough. So of course nobody ports those Altima intakes anymore because it is like the biggest pain in the world to do that. So I was like, well, frig, like, what else could I do? Could I put like a second gen manifold on or something, you know what I mean? And then I found out that the ports are different. So I couldn't do that. They use like square ports on the second gen, and these ones are round, like oval. So I was like, okay, I can't do that. So then I started looking, and I was like, okay, what can I do? And I found the 0304 have a different plenum design, and the lower plenum is actually longer, I believe. Yeah, it's longer, and it gives you better like low to mid-range torque. But the 0506 rev up has shorter, lower plenum runners, and that'll give you better top end, but a little bit less torque and mid-range. like low end, you know, like 2000 RPM kind of low end. And I was like, well, I have the rev limiter turned up and whatnot, so I want the top end out of it. So that's what I did. I went and got I just got an 06 rev up plenum, and yeah, we're good. The only thing I had to do is I changed the front valve cover. I just took this off of my G. I just changed to non-serviceable spark plug tubes, and I put, I think they're 2010 2-liter Honda Civic tube seals, and I doubled them and like just RTV'd them in there. And yeah. Besides that, yeah, we got the radiator, stock fans, headers, they're all wrapped and whatnot. I got Nisformance solid motor mounts. And the transmission mount as well. I've got that transmission mount as well. I've also got it in the rear. I think this year when I take the intake off, because I gotta do the clutch and stuff, so I'm gonna pull the motor. I'm gonna paint the lower part and some other stuff, but I've also got the mount down there all done up. Besides that, I mean, just basic maintenance. Like I have the clutch line there. I ran a solid clutch line all the way down. I have a new slave in there too, brand new battery, you know, all the stuff. If I can put some heat wrap on my rad hose just in case, just to try and keep those intake temps down a bit. I'm running a plum spacer as well. New VVT solenoids, just because, you know, don't want to deal with that kind of nonsense. That's pretty well it.